Tracy Braxton recorded her final wishes, and the family never knew. All right, guys, let's get into it. It ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's get into it. So today's video is going to be about how the family's plan to be in control of Tracy's estate poorly backfired. It backfired big time. And to be honest, this plan really felt like a group of toddlers, okay, little kids, came up with this stupid plan. I don't know how they thought this was going to work. I mean, Towanda, aren't you supposed to be a pro at manipulating and lying to people? I really do believe that my 2-year-old grandson, who doesn't talk very well, he just learned how to talk, I think he would have came up with a better plan than this. And no, they do not get an A for effort. Absolutely not. No A for effort in this dumb, ridiculous plan. But let's start out talking about why Towanda needed money so bad. So back in April 19th of 2019, Towanda tried to file bankruptcy. She actually tried to file a Chapter 7 bankruptcy. That's to just have the whole thing dismissed versus Chapter 13 where you pay off what you owe. And she claimed that she had $277,000 in assets, but she owed out $547,000. That's $500,000, okay? Now we all know $500,000 is a lot of money, okay? Especially when you're just a backup singer. Not throwing shade at her, that's how she made money. She sang backup for Toni Braxton, and when she wasn't doing that, she was being Toni's assistant and, milking her dry of every little money that Toni had. So Toni even spoke about this, them just draining her. Remember, she said no sister ever helped her, period, but Tamar. So in her paperwork, she claimed that she was bringing in $4,692 a month. Okay, that was her total income for the month. She also says that her expenses were around $6,000. She said that she had $150 in her bank account, and she was being sued by her landlord, who she owed $76,000 to. Now, Towanda, if you knew you were only bringing in $4,000 a month, why wasn't your rent somewhere around $2,000 or even cheaper than that? Why wasn't your condo $1,500 a month? Were you living above your means again? I'm just asking. It's just a question. Calm down. It's just a question. I really do think she fell victim to trying to live a lifestyle more than she had. Instead of keeping up with the Joneses, you should have been keeping up with the Jenkins over there in the projects. But anyway, this bankruptcy ends up getting dismissed. Okay, it did not go through because she lied on the paperwork. So she was still in over her head. And in my opinion, I felt like this is when Sean Hall was a blessing to her because she couldn't take care of herself. So let me go find this naive dude who my family, they don't really like him so much, but he's taking care of me. I have no money. This is why Towanda freaked out when I made a video alleging that all the sisters got together and pretty much said they didn't like Sean and they kind of didn't like the way his relationship with Brooke, her daughter. She really did flip out. So she's contacting me and she doesn't say, this isn't true. You got the information wrong. She was like, you better take this down. You better take it down now. She didn't even ask me, who told you that? Where did you get that from? Like I said, celebrities call me all the time when I get the story wrong. And they'll say, this isn't true, or this is true, and this part is wrong, or like that. You just kind of get to the bottom line of what the truth was. She did none of that. She started threatening me with lawsuits like I didn't know that her bankruptcy didn't go through. She started going in on my mother, and then she just made a big mess out of everything. Now, let's not forget, while all this is going on, I'm working with an insider. She's like, only so many people were in that room. I want to know who told her. She automatically thinks it's Tamar, okay? Why Tamar? Couldn't it have been someone in Tamar's camp? I'm just asking why you just immediately go after Tamar. And if it was Tamar, will I ever tell you that? No, no blogger worth their weight will give away their connections. It's just not happening. So I don't even know why you thought you could talk to me like that, but you did. And at that time, which was what was really scary, was not only was she yelling at me, all of a sudden, Sean started cleaning up his social media, getting rid of pictures of Brooke where he called her Brookie and all of this stuff. The whole thing was very, very wild. It was very wild. Now, looking back, do I think that Sean did anything, what's the word I'm looking for? Inappropriate with Brooke? No, I don't think that. But I don't know. I think he's just a what's that word? Quirky weirdo. I think he's just, lives by the beat of his own drums. I just think he's one of those guys, probably was a hippie in a prior life, the kind that smoked weed and all that. Even Andre said that he asked his daughter and she said no. But I can't confirm anything because for me, when I run into a situation like that, I always believe the victim. But Towanda, she chose to go with Sean because he was taking care of her, okay? That's my opinion. So when Tracy got sick, I hate to say this, but this is what I think. I think that Towanda needed some kind of way to take care of herself. And she thought, if I'm in control of Tracy's image and her licensing and things that have to do with her, I can make money that way. I hate to say it, but I really believe this from the bottom of my heart. So I feel that when she got wind that Tracy was going to leave everything to her son, this is when she concocted this plan. This is what I think, okay? I'm allowed to feel and think the way that I want to. And as disgusting as it is, and as disgusting as it sounds, you have people that will do that. Just look how they got the second show, the Braxtons, to come back. They were like, we want to, share our memories about Tracy, and we want to share everything that we went through as this tight family, and Tracy, and more Tracy. That's how they even got Tamar and Toni Braxton to come back. They were like, we can't let the rumors be out there. In honor of Tracy, can we, do this show? And it was supposed to be for one season, remember? And they either, now this is the part that I can't figure out. Either Mama E was in on the plan or Towanda convinced her to be in on the plan. And what do I think the plan was? I think the plan was to vilify Kevin Sr., to make him seem like a money-hungry, I didn't really love Tracy, I cheated on her. They even threw in there that he had another kid while he was married to Tracy. And what I think they meant is that he had a first marriage and he has another child. But that's way different than cheating on her and getting the mistress pregnant. Anyway, that was step one of the plan. Step two of the plan was that they had to convince Kevin Jr. that his father wasn't worth a damn, that he was no good and he was after that money. So in that process, they started whispering in Kevin Jr.'s ear. Now, let's not forget, not only is Kevin Jr. mourning for his mother, he's also mourning the loss of his favorite cousin, his best friend, his sister, Lauren Braxton. It is also rumored that during this time that Kevin Jr. was on drugs. He was medicating himself. Now, I asked his father, was he on drugs? I did that in the interview. He said he doesn't know anything about the drugs. But the way that he was passing out and holding and having seizures, is a clear sign of he was on something. However, during this time, they were steady whispering in his ear, we're your family, trust us, we don't know about your dad. Your dad might have married your mom for clout. That's why he said something so crazy as, I was born into this family. You married into it. They were in his ear. And he wasn't in his right mind. He was mourning. And if you ask me, he was using substances. So what a perfect storm to get in his ear, make sure that it has control over the money, Tracy's money in so many words. And then if we can control him, we can get him to do anything. So this is why the family didn't go to the funeral. The girls, I believe Mikey went and the father went, but them girls, they didn't want to go because this was phase one of the plan. Let's tell everyone that Kevin Sr. went against Tracy's wishes and had a funeral, which she said she didn't want. And not only that, she didn't leave him any money because she knows that he's going to take all of her money and we're here to protect her. And they roll with that ideology. They really thought that this plan was going to work. Now, what I need to find out is was Mama E in on this? Okay, but we'll talk about that later. So in the meantime, she is being the best friend to Kevin Sr., Kevin Jr., fully taking advantage of her nephew, who is clearly on substances and out of his mind and just filled with grief. But what she didn't count on was a couple things. One, that Tracy talked to her attorney. They video recorded how she wanted and how she wanted things in her will. Okay? They had no idea about the video recordings. So dumb Trina, okay, listen, I don't have anything personally against Trina, but I know an addict when I see one. You know, she admitted to having a drinking problem at one point in the show. She's popping pills, if you ask me. Now, you know I got a lot of pharmaceutical reps in my family, and I'm trying to tell you, I know a pill popper when I see one. And I think Trina doesn't think for herself. She just goes along with what she thinks is the most popular vote. Plus, she's worried and scared to death that she's got to keep the fact, if you ask me, that Gabe was sleeping with minors during these love fests that he was having. There were minors and there were, what do you call those, trans women. And I think she was involved. But anyway, you could tell she has guilt written all over her face when it comes to Ashley and when it comes to Gabe. So the producers of the show gets the bright idea that, oh, okay, so Junior isn't talking to Senior. Let's find out what's going on so we can heal these two relationships. She doesn't need that to happen. She needs Junior to stay as far away from Senior as he can get. And do you guys remember when they suggested that they bring Senior on the show? She flipped out. Then she took it a step further, like most con artists do, okay? Then she wants to add into the conversation, not only is Kevin Sr. no good and alludes to he's after Tracy's money, and Tracy was not upset with us for signing a record deal back in the 90s. She, not only that, she gave us her blessing. See what I'm talking about? A crook always goes too far, okay?
Don't push me. And we did not go to her funeral. We did not attend that thing that she set up. This did not want. Settle. And she put it in our will that she did not want a funeral. Right. If she wanted to go and show.
Did she say she didn't want a funeral because they were too sad? And did she say that she wanted a celebration instead? Because if she said that, then that's exactly what she got.
I think that the audience and the fans need to understand that this platform is not for anyone else other than the people who respect Tracy's wishes.
Y'all didn't want to see that happen?
No.
And it didn't happen?
No.
So that's where we at. It won't happen.
Always fought for Tracy. And I'm going to continue fighting for Tracy till the day I die. Absolutely. And beyond.
So you always fight for Tracy, Towanda? What about the day that you signed the record deal and kicked her out the group?
There's so much. We didn't leave our sister. This situation is facts. When we did Braxton Family Values, when we signed in 2009 and it came out in 2011, everybody gave Tracy that. They call her the wannabe. Whatever said about you.
There goes Trina again, always being the idiot of the family.
That was her thing. And then it was played upon, is what I'm saying. It was played upon, and then it was fake. You could not be a female and be pregnant. And what they said is they want every woman to want to be like you, but every man to want to be with you. That was it. And honestly, God, me and Trina was like, damn, we don't want to sign. Trina was like, go ahead. So we signed it. So after that,
Really, Towanda and Trina? You guys really want us to believe that Tracy herself gave you permission to kick her out the group? Towanda, weren't you the only one in the family accused of stealing from your mom? Okay, that's for another day. That's for another day. So Tracy told you guys that it was okay for her to kick you out the group. Do you remember her saying this?
Okay, Trina, let's put it down. I ain't worth to y'all. That's what I said. I'm not worth to y'all. Because of the choices I made, I feel okay. Trina had a child way before me. She was pregnant. I got pregnant. Trina got to sing. I couldn't sing, but it was told to me. Well, Tracy, you make that decision. I'm not break on.
So does that sound like a person that was giving you their blessing? So ridiculous. And let's not forget, I met Tracy when you guys were boycotting the network, and she went on to do a show with Flavor Flav and Phaedra. At that time, she acted like she didn't even like you guys, okay? So, I mean, really, y'all are a mess. And this plan of getting control of Tracy's money would have went off without a hitch, okay? The public would have bought it. It would have went exactly as Towanda planned it to. But for Tracy had secret tapes that you guys knew nothing about.
Really confident about who she wanted to be her executor, and that was one person. It was you. Yeah. She trusts me so much with her legacy that she would put it in my hands. It's just stuff she told me when I was young. Really? Like, so this was no surprise to you? It wasn't a surprise to me. See, if something ever happened to me, I'm putting everything in your name. She did not want a service. She didn't want her sorority, any other organization to do a memorial. Not because she didn't love them, but she said, I don't want people to have to grieve that hard looking down on me. The people I love, I want them to be able to go celebrate.
Yes, people, the Braxtons knew nothing about these tapes that was taken and given to her attorney. And you could tell Towanda was nervous when she found out that there were videotapes.
The second Trina got back to the rental, Sean and I ran over as fast as we could to hear how the meeting went with Antavius, and I just prayed that there were no surprises.
But there were surprises. And we'll talk about that on the next video. This tape is getting too long again, and I want to keep them short. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments section. Do you guys agree with me? Was this a plan to get control of Tracy's money? I don't see it any other way. But if you do, let me know down in the comments section. I'll do a part 2 in a couple of days. Until next time, bye for now.